Hi and welcome to Python calculator tutorial developed using Lambda function. So let me show you guys how this works. If I say 7 plus 6 there, we can even say 9 divided by 2 and there. Okay, it works just like any other calculator. So what I will do now is let me take you guys straight into Python development environment and we put one of these together. So let's do that now. Close that, start a new project entirely, and right there I'm going to start by importing as follows from tick enter. Let's import it all. We enter star there. I'm going to give it a name that's root equals tk. Enter your parentheses there. Let's get rid of one there. Okay, now let me define the geometry. So I think I'm going to go for, let's go for 300 times 340 plus, let's go for 50 by 50. So what that means is, so 300, that is the width, the height, and 50 by 50 we're talking about the coordinates where the calculator will be when you run it. So I'm going to say root dot title. I'm going to give that calculator. There, that's the title of my project. Then the first thing I want to do is to create, I'm going to create 2 frames. One is going to be the top one. I don't have to, but I just think maybe we should do it that way. You don't have to create 2 frames, you can always use 1 frame. So that's the width of the frame. Now let's go for the height. Let me make the height about 20. And that's where I will have my text box or the entry. So let's say border equals 4 and relief, let's make that, let's say raise, yeah, there, close that. And now right there, let's say tops, which is supposed to be the top frame, dot pack side equals right at the top there. That's my frame there. That's one of my frames. Then the other one, I'm just going to copy this and just change it around, paste that. I'm going to call that, let's go for below. Right, that's the second frame there, and I will change the height. Okay, the width is fine, the height, let's change that to about 300, and that's it. So all I just need to do now is let me close everything before we start the main project. So right down here, so this should be at the bottom, change that to bottom. Yeah, that's fine. So right down here, let me just enter root dot main loop parenthesis. So that's how I'm going to close it. So that will always be right at the bottom. If I come in here and just say file, save, what you will see is 2 frames. So let's just call it calculator, simple calculator 2, or maybe 1. Right, let's click on save and we can run it and see how it looks like. Right there, you can see the first framework here and the second framework right underneath there. Okay, let's close that. Alright, now I'm going to define, let me define, let's say text box txt display, let's say equals entry. and entry I want it to be inside tabs. And then let me go for my font. Let's go for area, and let's make that about 18. Then set it bold right there, close that, then comma. Now let me go for the width. Let's say equals 20, okay, 21, and the border 4, and let's say justify equals right. There. Then txt display dot grade. Now let's allocate a position for it. I'm just gonna say role equals 0. You can always use something else, but because I have 2 frames, so I'm just gonna say role equals 0, because you can always use pan across 4 or whatever, but that's fine anyway. Now if I save and run, right there guys, you see the text box. That's the text box there, so close that. Now let's create our button. So I'm going to start with just the button 7 first. I'm going to call that btn 7 equals button. Once we create the very first button, the rest will be easy. We can always just speed it up. Then we park it. Let's go for maybe 16, comma, pad it. Let's just pad it for 1 there, and the border in this case equals 4 as well. Then okay, I think the default color will always be black, but we might as well enter the font color black there. Then the fonts, let's copy all of this instead of reinventing the wheel. Let's paste that in there, and maybe make the font about 16, and the width let's say 2, width equals 2. What about height? I'm gonna make the height, let's go for 1. Height equals, okay, 2 as well. Alright, I'm going to press enter so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Then I'm going to make that 7, and let's just close that 7. Okay, close that. Alright, then dot grade equals row equals 0, comma, column equals 0 as well. So if I run it now, let's save and run. Before I run it, I was going to cover here. That's below, yeah, and yeah, that's it. I think, yeah, that's it. So let's save and run again. Right there, that's it, number 7. Okay, we have 7 in the house, so let's just copy all of this now. I'm just going to speed that up and just change the numbers. So this will be, this very one will be 8, 9, and we have 4, 5, 6. Then we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is 8, then this will be 8. 9. So let's speed that up. Okay, all the numbers are in place. Now the column, this one will be column 1 and this is column 2. Why this will be row 1 1 1 and this is 0 1 2, and here as well this becomes row 2 0 1 2 2 2. Okay, but I'm gonna need some other symbols in there, but for now let's just run it and see how it looks right there. So I need the arithmetic operators. Okay, right here just below number 9, paste that. That will be the addition or the plus, and we make that 0 3. That's 3 there, and this is odd. Then below number 6 we need in there, that's 1 and 3, and that will be subtract. Why we change this to sub, and right below here we enter another one. We call that maybe multiplication, and here is mod, and change this to 2 3 2 3 there. Okay, save, press F5, and there. Okay, we need one more row. Okay, close all of that. I'm just gonna copy 4 of those. 1 2 3 4, all copied. That will be for the last row. Okay, let's come down so that you guys can see it. Come right down here, paste that in there. So this will be clear, or maybe 0. Okay, 0 there, and this one will be row number 3 3 3 3 and 3 here. 0 1 2 3. Okay, 0 here, and here we need it to be, if that is clear. Okay, this will be clear really. Let's try again. Now we'll just enter C there, and here we have equals. There. Then here we have division, and that is D. Right. Okay, so let's save and run it and see how it is. Alright, right there the interface is ready, so all we just need to do now is to write some functions. Okay, so have a good look at the lines of code. You can see they are all the same. Okay, I prefer just to write it horizontally, so it makes life a bit easy. So here are all the buttons from here down here. That is row number 1, row number 2 here, 1 2 3 4 there. Okay, I have the text box here. Those are my 2 frames. Okay, right here now let's start working on the functions. Okay, right here let me declare my, in fact, okay, let me just separate that first. That'll be where I've entered all my functions, so just copy that across, come right down here, paste. So declare one function here, so I'm going to call that definition, call it btn click. That's the name I intend to call it. Then I'll assign a variable there. Okay, I'll call it numbers, and right in here let's declare a global variable that will manage everything. Let's call that operator. That's my global variable there. So in this case, let's say operator itself, operator equals operator plus number. So you see the number is in string value. Let's call it numbers. And another local variable, text input dot set, and what we are setting will be the operator. That's all there is to it. So that's the one I'm going to be using for all of the buttons, using Lambda function, of course. The next one, let's call that button clear. That is to clear the display, but I'm going to delete all of this anyway. There. And global variable again, operator in this case equals clear, and that's how we set our clear. And right in here I'm going to clear that as well. There. That is the clear function taken care of. Now let's come to the equals. Enter the equals there, button equals, and in here I'm going to take all of this off. Global variable, then here let's call this sum up. Sum up equals, let's go for, take that off first. I'm writing here, I'm going to say evaluate whatever I have inside operator. Paste that here. Okay, now input, text input equals sum up, and we'll clear the operator again. Right here, paste that in there. Okay, indent. Yeah, so let's enter operator here as my variable, which is not declared already. Okay, those are meant to be declared really. I'll put that one in there, paste that one there, and this is, let's say, equals string value there. Right. So all that is left for me to do now is to use a command to call all of these using Lambda function. Okay, so before that, let's correct this one more bracket there. Yeah, that's that done. Okay, to call all of these buttons, let's come down here, in here, say right there, enter a command. Command equals, let's say, Lambda. Okay, Lambda dot button click. And which button are we talking about? We're talking of button 7 in this case, right? That is why I prefer using Lambda. It makes life easy. It's a function that just identify what you want it to do. Okay, copy that. It looks at the button and it actually finds 7 in there. That's the good thing about Lambda. Change this to 8, and in here that will be 9. Change that to 9, and here this is going to be the plus sign, and put those inside parentheses there. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for this one. That will be 4. This is 5 in here, and right here that's 6. Then we have subtraction there. Okay, I guess you get the whole idea, so I'm going to speed that up with the numbers. Okay, all is done now. So all that is left for us to do now is to enter a variable here. Variable equals text input, this very one there. Copy that and paste it right here and enter a comma. Yeah, all done. So if I run it, so we can just try it out and see. Let's say 9 plus 12 equals that. Clear works. 10 multiplied by 3, correct. Clear works as well. And let's see if we divide this by 5. That's fine. It's working just like any other calculator. So let me just show you guys the lines of code again before I call it the end of the whole program. Right there, guys, import as follows. Give your project a name. I have a frame here at the top, a frame below. You don't have to use frames if you don't want to. And here are the functions that I declared. This is to make sure the numbers are correct. The numbers are actually entered correctly, and this is to clear. That's for the equals, that's to add up the whole thing. These are my variables there. And in here, the text box, right here, each button. So maybe I should open it up so that you guys can see it properly. The first button, second button, third button, on their own row. Okay, we'll come back down. On row 2, have these buttons as well, and just divide it up so that you can see it properly. Now I have another one here. There. And finally the last row. Okay, paste this in there, and right underneath you should see how you end it. Where is it? My root. Where is the root there? Let's bring that up so that you can see it. Okay, that's the root there, right there, guys. Okay, so that's how you write your own calculator using Lambda function in Python. Okay, let's run it again. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.